She's out of it. Oh my God! No! KO!
10 times men hit their finisher on a woman in WWE. Number 10, Stephanie McMahon versus The Rock, WrestleMania 2000, the Spine Buster. At WrestleMania 2000, the main event was a McMahon in every corner with a fatal four-way for the WWE Championship. We had Triple H, Mick Foley, Big Show, and The Rock, all with a McMahon in their corner. Vince, Shane, Linda, and Stephanie. Now, while it wasn't a sanctioned match, things got heated between The Rock and his former on-screen wife, Stephanie McMahon. In a pivotal moment, with Triple H down, The Rock laid out Shane McMahon. He then turned his attention to Stephanie, who was trying to interfere. The People's Champ squared up, and after a moment of hesitation, bam! The Rock delivered a spine buster to Stephanie McMahon. The crowd absolutely erupted. It was a shocking visual. The biggest star in the company hitting the boss's daughter with a signature move. It wasn't a match, but it was a definitive physical interaction that nobody saw coming. Coming in at number 9, we have a brutal beatdown that highlighted the ruthless aggression era. Lita versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, Raw 2001. This one takes us back to the invasion angle, where Team WWF was battling the Alliance. Stone Cold Steve Austin had turned heel, siding with the Alliance, and was just an absolute menace. On an episode of RAW, Lita, who was aligned with Team WWF, found herself alone in the ring with a very hostile Texas rattlesnake. Lita, ever the fearless competitor, tried to stand her ground, but Austin was having none of it. He began to systematically dismantle her. He punched her, threw her around, and eventually gave her a stone-cold stunner. But the shocking part that really stuck with fans? Austin, wielding a steel chair, delivered repeated shots to the helpless Lita. The crowd was aghast. Seeing Austin, a former fan favorite, so viciously attack one of the most beloved female superstars was genuinely shocking. It solidified his heel turn and proved that during the invasion, nobody was safe, regardless of gender. Our number 8 entry is a forgotten gem from the Attitude Era, featuring a legend. Chyna versus Jeff Jarrett, No Mercy 1999. This was history in the making. Chyna, the 9th wonder of the world, was already a pioneer, having competed against men for years. But at No Mercy 1999, she made history by becoming the first and only woman to win the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Her opponent? None other than Double J, Jeff Jarrett. The build-up was intense, centered around Jarrett's misogynistic attitude. The match itself was a wild brawl. Jarrett pulled out all the stops using guitars, hitting Chyna with everything he had. But Chyna, with her incredible power and resilience, kept fighting back. The finish saw Chyna deliver a pedigree to Jarrett, pinning him clean in the middle of the ring. The visual of her holding that Intercontinental Championship, a title traditionally held by men, was groundbreaking and undeniably shocking for its time. It was a massive statement about equality in wrestling. At number 7, we have a brutal, unexpected act of aggression during a high-stakes match that redefined a superstar's heel persona. Brock Lesnar F5, Spike Dudley's manager. SmackDown 2002. This one takes us back to the early days of the next big thing. Brock Lesnar, who was an unstoppable force of nature, destroying everyone in his path. The shock here wasn't just the attack, but the complete indifference and brutality with which it was delivered. During a WWE Championship match on SmackDown in 2002 against the underdog Spike Dudley, Lesnar was absolutely dominant. Spike, who was being accompanied by a young, popular female manager, whose name we'll omit for simplicity as it was often changed, was getting decimated. When the manager tried to interfere, jumping onto Lesnar's back to save her client, Lesnar reacted with chilling malice. He simply grabbed her, effortlessly hoisted her onto his shoulders, and delivered a devastating F5. The crowd gasped at the sight of the gargantuan Lesnar executing his finisher on a woman less than half his size. This wasn't just a push or a slap, it was one of the most protected, high-impact moves in the company. It established Brock Lesnar as a monster who simply did not care about boundaries, further cementing his shocking rise to the top as a truly heartless heel. Our number 6 entry involves a truly despicable act from a controversial character. Randy Orton DDT's Stephanie McMahon, Raw 2009. Randy Orton's legend killer persona reached new, depraved heights in 2009 during his feud with the McMahon family, particularly Triple H. Orton was on a path of destruction, targeting anyone close to his rival. This culminated in a truly shocking moment on an episode of RAW. After attacking Vince and Shane McMahon, Orton turned his attention to Stephanie. With Triple H handcuffed to the ropes and forced to watch, Orton began to torment her. He dragged her into the ring and, with a sadistic smirk on his face, delivered a devastating RKO to Stephanie McMahon. Number 5, we have another boundary-pushing moment from the Attitude Era. Trish Stratus gets dog-barked by Vince McMahon. Raw 2001's. Vince was trying to degrade and humiliate Trish, ostensibly to get back at Linda McMahon. On an episode of Raw, Vince forced Trish to get on her hands and knees in the middle of the ring and bark like a dog. The sight of one of the top female stars, future Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, being subjected to such public humiliation by the boss Vince McMahon was utterly shocking. It was uncomfortable, it was controversial, and it sparked a huge debate about the portrayal of women in WWE. While it was part of a storyline to establish Trish's eventual turn, it remains one of the most talked about and genuinely shocking man-on-woman moments in WWE history. Our number 4 spot features a legend finally getting her due, with a twist. Beth Phoenix eliminates the Great Khali, Royal Rumble 2010. The Royal Rumble is a match of surprises, and sometimes those surprises involve women stepping into the men's match. While Chyna had done it before, Beth Phoenix's entry in 2010 was particularly memorable. The Glamazon Beth Phoenix entered the Men's Royal Rumble match at number 6, making her only the second woman ever to compete in a Men's Rumble. She came face-to-face with the towering, intimidating Great Khali. After a brief stare-down, in a stunning reversal, Beth kissed Khali. The arena absolutely erupted. It was an incredible display of strength, cunning, and pure shock value. Getting into our top 3, at number 3, we have a moment that felt incredibly real and dangerous. Bubba Ray Dudley powerbombs Mae Young through a table. Raw 2000. The Dudley boys were synonymous with putting people through tables. It was their signature brutal move. But nobody, and I mean nobody, expected them to do it to a Hall of Famer was known for her comedic segments in the Attitude Era, often alongside the fabulous Moolah. In At Home were genuinely appalled. While it was a carefully controlled stunt, Mae Young was said to have loved doing it. It remains one of the most talked about and controversial man-on-woman attacks in WWE history. Our penultimate entry at number 2 is a legendary moment involving a Stone Cold intervention. Stone Cold stunners the McMahon family, Backlash 1999, the Triple Stunner. The rivalry between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon defined the Attitude Era. It was personal, it was violent, and it often involved the entire McMahon family. At Backlash 1999, Stone Cold was involved in the main event for the WWE Championship against The Rock, with Shane McMahon as the special guest referee. Throughout the match, the McMahon family repeatedly interfered, trying to screw Austin out of the title. First, Vince McMahon came down to ringside. Austin, not one to tolerate interference, delivered a stunner to Vince. The crowd went wild. Then Linda McMahon in her mobility scooter made her way out. Austin, in a moment of pure rebellious glory, pulled her out of the scooter and delivered a stunner to Linda McMahon. The arena absolutely exploded, but he wasn't done. Stephanie McMahon then tried to intervene, and guess what? She got a stunner too. 3 McMahons, including the chairman's wife and daughter, and all getting stunners from Stone Cold in one night. It was an epic, shocking, and ultimately cathartic moment that perfectly encapsulated the anti-authority ethos of the Attitude Era. And finally, our number one most shocking WWE man versus woman moment is a segment so violent it changed the course of a major storyline. Number 1. Randy Orton attacks Stacy Keibler and uses her as bait. Raw 2005. This is the one that arguably went the furthest for pure shock value and heel heat. In 2005, the feud between Randy Orton and The Undertaker was extremely personal. Orton, in his vicious legend killer persona, was looking for any way to get under The Undertaker's skin. On an episode of RAW, Orton was accompanied to the ring by his on-screen girlfriend, the beloved Stacy Keibler. In a chilling segment, Orton delivered an RKO to the unsuspecting Keibler right in the middle of the ring. The crowd was stunned, but he wasn't finished. Orton then proceeded to place the unconscious Stacy in the back of a car. What do you think of our list? Did we miss any? Which one shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your thoughts. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your wrestling friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more incredible wrestling content like this. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.